Welcome to the show that talks about Tulsa, people making a difference in the Tulsa community. Special guest interviews spotlighting local businesses to cover the important issues within the community no one else is talking about. The hot topics and more. Ladies and gentlemen, this is World One Development's News You Can Use with your hosts, Mr. Charles Harper and Miss Damali Wilson.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to World One Development's News You Can Use. We want to thank everyone for either listening on the radio, watching us on Facebook Live, and on www.KBOB899.com, or tuning into any of the News You Can Use media networks, which are powered by World One Development. We really appreciate that. I am your hostess with the mostest, Miss Damali Wilson.
And I am Charles Harper. It's Wednesday, aka Hump Day, January 24th, 2024. And we are live every Wednesday at 1 p.m. right here on KBOB 89.9 FM and simulcast on the News You Can Use Media Network, powered by World One Development. We are set for an exciting show, you guys. You better call your mom and them and tell them you can dial in at 918-856-3873 or post your comments on our Facebook Live feed at World One Development.
So on today's show, Jeff Hall, who is the lead on the Envision Comanche project, as well as the Choice Neighborhood Initiative.
Yep. Also, 3 business do's and don'ts for 2024. Find out what you should and should not be doing.
And of course, our Hump Day hot topic, which is Black venture capital funding in 2023 was all bad. Find out how, birthdays, and more.
This is News You Can Use right here on KBOB 89.9 FM and simulcast on the News You Can Use Media Network, powered by World One Development. Put on your seatbelt. We about to take off. We'll be right back, y'all. When I first took off, I thought my head was on, but it is on.
Is it low?
It is. No, low.
You want it loud like that?
No, don't touch mine. Leave mine alone.
Y'all on the same channel.
Yeah,
this is on the same
like
channel. This is on the same channel. They just split off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We can rock out with Jeff.
No.
Jeff, you like it loud, don't you, Jeff?
Yeah, of course.
I know you did. I know you
What
did.
What?
I know you did.
Oh, they say we hear you.
You can hear me. I can hear you too.
This is News You Can Use right here on KBOB 89.9 FM and simulcast on the News You Can Use Media Network, powered by World One Development.
And we are back. So News You Can Use is all about shedding some light on the positive happenings in our community. There are many great businesses, programs, and events occurring in our neighborhood, and we felt the community needed to hear about those things, 1, so we can support, and 2, so we can be informed.
What's going on, y'all? I'm Charles Harper, Chief Executive Officer of World One Development, which includes fitting back in Edgereg Youth and Family Fun Center, 36th Street North Event Center, and Oklahoma Community Support Coalition. My job, because the world wants to know, is to provide leadership for all aspects of World One Development with the emphasis on long-term goals, growth, profits, and a return on that investment. And I am so excited and I am so elated to be one of the creators of this phenomenal show.
And I'm Damali Wilson, Chief Operating Officer for World One Development. And my job is designing and implementing business operations and establishing policies that promote company culture and vision. I'm also in charge of social media for all of the World One Development entities. If you would like to advertise your business or organization on this show or any of our other individual platforms, please inbox me your contact information on Facebook Messenger so we can talk. I'm also happy and elated to be one of the creators of this phenomenal show.
Damali,
what's cracking?
How are they doing today?
I am tired of being cold and I'm tired of being wet. I'm over it.
You know what? The thing about it, it's this relentless cloud cover that we got going on in the mist. So it put you in is it harder for you to get out of bed, or is that just me?
No, it's hard to get out the bed. It's reminding me of London when we were in London.
Oh yeah, it was exactly like that.
Yeah.
But people
Is
are.
that the wind? What is that?
I tell you what though, Damali, at least people are still kind of out and about. You know what I mean? I think Tulsa's still the best city to be in, and folks are kind of cruising. But just be careful because at least.
No, I'm thinking about Jamaica or the Bahamas.
You know what,
or something
Charles?
like that.
Yeah.
They said the fog is covering from Canada all the way to the Mexico border. The
All the way down?
entire
Wow.
United States.
Yeah.
So it's like this, not just in Tulsa, but it's everywhere.
Well, that sucks.
See, the problem is, I don't know about this. So see, the problem is, I watched this movie called The Fall.
Oh God, I remember that movie.
You remember that movie?
Yes.
I never saw it.
You
so
did?
on my way over,
Netflix.
It dropped too low, and I started getting nervous because I thought about the movie The Fall. But I'm hoping that's not going on in real life. So
no.
if you out there, at least turn your headlights on.
Yeah.
Give yourself a little distance, slow down a little bit.
Yep.
I mean, because people still walking across the road, and you
They
got
are.
deers jumping out everywhere and all of that.
Yeah,
So
it's crazy.
let's drive to Arrival Line.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, today, before we get started, we want to send out prayers to the family, friends, and followers of the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. family.
Yes.
If you have not heard, Dr. King's son, Dexter King, passed away over the weekend from prostate cancer.
Yeah.
Only 62 years of age.
62 years young. That's
Mhm.
young.
Yeah. So, prayers for that family, prayers for our nation, because, everybody follows the King family and what they're
Right.
doing, and they're doing great things, and so, we want to just lift them up in prayer.
Yeah, that's pretty devastating. So another thing, make sure y'all get those checkups.
I know,
A lot
right?
of times, some things like this, you can prevent those things. So, hey, if you're about 40, 45 and got a history of that, kind of go in and get yourself
Have you went and got
checked out.
your checkup?
I did. I don't like it. I don't want to talk about it, but I did. No, I'm just saying. But take care of yourself. Yeah, you got to get yourself checked out. Yeah, you have to do that. But then again, prayers for the family
Right.
and our community. But we'll be all right. We'll get through it together.
Yes. All right. So we are gonna hit this Black History trivia question.
All right, don't Google.
No
don't.
Googling.
Let me do some shout outs real quick.
Wait,
first.
wait. He got to do
You
shout
can go
outs.
ahead and let the music play. That's fine. Hey, we got about 300, 400, 500 secret listeners.
Hey y'all, we
So
see
the
y'all.
secret listeners are in the building. Welcome to the show. But the people that let us see us is Miss Patricia Griffin. Welcome to the
Hey.
show. Yo mama, my mama.
Hey, mommy.
It's a few other people in there. Mr. Jeremiah Blackwell tuning
Hey,
in
Jeremiah.
from Mississippi. We also got Elizabeth Hooks tuning in from
Hey,
Oklahoma
Elizabeth.
City. Mr. Leon
Hey,
Fowler, that's my
Leon.
man. That's
What's
our
happening?
guy. Miss Patrick McClinton tuning in from
Hey,
Funkytown, Fort Worth, Texas. Welcome to the show.
Okay.
Miss Duncan, K.E. Duncan, tuning in.
That's
Kara down there in
Kara.
L.A. L.A.
Yeah.
is in the house, y'all.
Is that one of my
Warner,
domino partners on there?
Uh-oh.
It might
Is that
be.
your domino partner?
Jubert, what's up, man?
Oh,
He's in there?
because of Jubert.
Yeah,
There
Yeah.
is-
he's in the building.
Darius Warner, welcome to the show from Oklahoma
Hey,
City.
Darius.
Man, Leslie Cobra is in the building.
Man, it's-
Uncle Brian is in the building.
Hey, Uncle Brian.
And if I name everybody, we can't get the show started. So I promise you guys, I'm gonna come back. What's going on, cousin Juba? I'll come back. Appreciate y'all rolling. Miss Ernestine Broom is in here as
Hey, Miss
well.
Broom.
But we want to get to this Black History trivia question. Don't y'all Google, just put your thinking
Y'all
cap on.
stop it. No Googling. Okay, here we go. Which influential Black American journalist and newspaper editor published the North Star, an abolitionist newspaper, and is often called the father of Black journalism?
Uh-oh.
Is it A, Frederick Douglass?
Watch out now.
Is it B, Earl Caldwell? Is it C, Malvin Russell Good? Or C, D, Carl Rowan?
Go ahead, JB.
Oh, you always
Who
gotta
you got,
put me
man?
on
Go
Front
ahead,
Street.
man.
Man, it's Frederick Douglass, man.
go-
The Afro man himself
Is that what you're going to
in
say?
the building.
So
Yes.
JB says A.
I remember this. Yes.
Kara says A.
Yeah, I know that one. That's A right there.
Frederick Douglass.
Man, I'll
Yeah.
pick. Man,
We
come
right
on
around the
now.
corner for Black History Month. People reading up on their stuff. You know, folks gonna be asking stuff.
You
Yeah.
know we got to stay
So
educated.
Frederick Douglass. That might not be it. What y'all got now? Don't y'all don't have to go. Oh, everybody's saying Frederick Douglass.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah.
People's ready today.
Okay, they ready.
Is
They
it A?
ready. Okay. It ain't time to get the
Ain't time to
answer.
get the answer. Y'all keep on bringing your answers in. We got a loaded show today. We're gonna take a real quick break. You
really quick.
you got 2 commercials to get your answer in. But when we come back, we got a special guest. You get your pen and your pad out because we're gonna get to some serious business.
Yes.
So we're gonna have a great show. But lock in, start sharing this video right now. Charles Harper, Damali Wilson, KBOB 89.9 FM, World One Development News you can use. We'll be right back, y'all.
The Juice Radio Show and KBOB 89.9 would like to say thank you to all of our listeners and sponsors who donate to help keep our media program alive, reaching the community. The Juice Radio Network continues to expand as influencers in the community of North Tulsa and beyond, but can't do that without your help. That's why it's important that we as a community continue to support the Juice Radio Show and keep 89.9 on the air. The community not only deserves this service, but needs this service. Let's continue to support the mission and giving a voice to the voiceless and donate to the Juice Radio Show. The Juice Radio Show is a nonprofit 501c3 powered by KBOB 89.9 and Eden Media Services, operating solely off the gifts, donations, and contributions made by listeners like yourself. All donations made to the Juice Radio Show are tax deductible and can be sent to 1216 North Lansing Avenue, Suite D, Tulsa, Oklahoma 74106.
It's Tulsa, Tulsa. I see you here in Tulsa. I'm in Tulsa chilling.
We appreciate your continued support and thanks for listening to KBOB 89.9 FM.
Is news you can use right here on KBOB 89.9 FM. World One Development news you can use. Charles and Damali, and we are back.
And we are back. So if you are a resident of Tulsa, in particular North Tulsa, you know that there is a lot of great development that is actually happening in our neighborhood. We are so excited about it. And so that is our job right here on News You Can Use, to let you know what's going on, but then to also put you in the know so that you know what you can do to participate in some of this great development that's taking place.
Right. Yeah, the thing I always think about, man, people want to be somewhere where they can work, live, and play.
That's right.
And I'm so excited about, we just did Black Wall Street Square a couple of weeks ago, and that's going on because and people keep texting me like, Charles, I need a house. I'm like, hey, there's a housing shortage all over the United States.
Yes.
Not just here.
Right.
You know what I mean? But there's really a housing shortage in North Tulsa. And man, this development has been Damali and I call him a partner. We call him a friend.
Mm-hmm.
We talk. We do a lot of things together. We've been working up to this point together, and that's what community is about. It's about us coming together, working together to make things happen. So we have the one and the only, the man, the myth, the legend. You see how I introduce people. Mr. Jeff Hall is in the building with us.
Yes.
Welcome to the show, Jeff. How you doing, my friend? Doing great. Happy New Year. How has the
you.
New Year been so far?
Big 24. We're excited to get this year started.
Yes.
What they say, Damali, you want more in 24?
Yes.
That's
more
right,
24.
hopefully.
Look,
Yes.
Jeff,
He said
look,
hopefully.
Jeff been doing more. He
Okay,
but,
right.
but y'all want more from me? What y'all
Right.
want from me?
Yeah.
A little tired, but that's all right.
A little tired.
Jeff, we got people tuning in from all over. So just tell people just a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you again for having me. I'm Jeff Hall, Chief Development Officer for Tulsa Housing Authority. And a big part of my role is how do we do the redevelopment for Comanche Park. So
Right.
was our largest public housing property in the city at 271 apartments. And you guys have been around this from the start. But for those listening, we started this process back in 2018 on how do we reimagine that part of the Phoenix district and how do we connect it with other things going on. And to be now, 5 years, almost 6 years later,
Yeah.
it's a marathon, but gosh, what an exciting time to be here and talk about getting ready to start groundbreaking for phase one and getting contractors on board to start building phase one and what that looks like for the future.
It's funny because we were talking before the show started, and we've had this conversation several different times throughout this whole process, about, we were talking about the apartments are coming down and people are like,
Man.
yeah, right. Yeah, no, they're not. Yeah. And then we're like, no, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And then when they came down and people are like, okay, now when is something coming back up? And you're like, okay, now we can't even win.
Yeah.
We just got them down. Now hold on just a minute. Let us do a little bit. We got to do a little bit of work before we can get them back up. So how is the process? Have you heard anything from community about what they think about since the apartments have come down?
A lot of like we talked about, right?
Right.
Yeah, you said you're going to do it. Yeah, right. And then it happened. Like, oh my gosh, you actually did it. And it's kind of the same we've seen since we did the planning in 2018. And for the most part, we've stayed true to that master plan on what we would bring back, but it's the time, right? It's like, are you ever going to do it? And you guys just sold us a bill of goods and aren't going to build anything.
Right.
You just tore down the property for no reason. And I think the hard part, we were really excited to be able to do the demolition so quickly. That was immediate action. They got people really excited. and then you kind of have this lull,
Yeah.
which isn't a lull. We're doing a lot of work. It's just stuff you can't see. Right.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
we've done, over the past year, really since we completed demolition, we've got all our entitlement work done. So we've got all the planning commission approvals.
Right.
We have all the board of adjustment approvals, city council approvals. And so we are
Yeah.
entitled to build the property like we have planned.
Yeah.
And then we've done a lot of work on design. And so that's kind of why we're at this big moment for phase 1, which is the first 100 units there at the southeast corner. But also have done quite a bit of work on designing phase 2, which starts get to back to Comanche proper,
Right.
and then worked a lot with the city of Tulsa. I'm really thankful for their partnership, for the infrastructure work that'll happen. And that really kicks off this year.
Yeah.
So it's kind of all the stuff you don't see to get us going. So once we start, we really roll. And I think that's what you'll be surprised to see. And for those that have watched our work in West Tulsa, it's the same thing that happened there.
Right.
We got awarded there in 2018. They're like, all right, when are you going to actually start? We started in 20, and then now we're done.
Yeah.
Right.
And so it's kind of the same thing here. It's a lot of build up to get the funding. We got the funding.
Yes.
Huge victory.
Man, I remember
And
that.
then you
big
do a
day.
lot of the
Yes.
kind of the making of the sausage to get to
Yeah.
start. And then once you start, it really flies by. And so that's what we're excited to be, is to really get rid of any barriers that keep us from moving once we get started.
Yeah.
And what I want to do is shout out to community for being engaged.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
remember when I met Jeff, it's 2018.
Yeah.
I was at the events and I said, man, Damali, they supposed to have some kind of meeting, envision something. I wasn't even saying it right. And I said, over at Educare. So I was like, yeah, I'm just going to run over there and see. I'm going to go see what's going on. That's what I told her. So I ran over there and I was thinking this was going to be a big, huge meeting. And then I went in there, it was like 5 people. And then Jeff was up
Dedicated 5.
Yeah.
It's a real
Dedicated
dedicated
5.
5 people.
Yeah.
So.
strength in numbers. They
Right.
had to write 5. So I went in and I said, Jeff, for all the people, he said, man, I'm just trying to get, me and him just started having conversation. And we did a video on the spot. I don't know if you remember that. I
Oh,
said,
yeah.
let's do this and do it in 3 weeks. And tell me how many people you want. And we're going to see if we can make it happen. So we did the video. I talked to Damali, came over to the event center. People came in. It was great. And I can say it seemed like from that point, I know some other things being done before that, but the process, people stayed engaged from that point forward. And it shows that when you're engaged, things can happen.
Right.
So I am overly excited about that. And I'll say this about Jeff, man, everything Jeff has said since 2018 until now, because he makes no promises. 'cause he
Right.
can't.
Right.
But it's good to see the things that he laid out and said, this is what we want to do. This is what we hope to do. To see all those mile markers, I'll call them, to be accomplished, man,
Yeah.
it's huge. So shout out to the community.
And I would say, we appreciate you, Jeff, for just coming on and sharing, because a lot of times what happens in community, and we've talked about this before as well, is that things are just pushed off on us. It's like, this is what we're going to do. So to be able to have that process where community can come out and share and express their thoughts. Now, if you didn't show up, that's your fault, because Jeff offered you the platform, and we were there, and we let you guys know about it. But just to be able to be there, and to, say, hey guys, we want you to come out. We want you to share. This is what we're thinking. What do you guys think? I'm elated about that, so thank you, for being able to be there for us and allow us to participate in that process, because that's a great thing.
Let me do a couple shout outs real
Go
quick.
ahead.
Quick shout out to Mr. Timothy Wynn over at Tulsa Dream Center.
Hey.
Miss Ann Parker, she closing her eyes like this. Can I
Hey,
please
Miss
have a
Parker.
house? So we're going to see what we can do. We're going to see what we can do. And also we have City Councilwoman.
Hey.
Vanessa Hall Harper is watching us. Welcome to the show, of course. And of course, the Councilwoman did a lot of great work
Sure.
with this as well. My favorite little cousin, April, is on it.
Hey,
many other.
April.
Hey, y'all click share on this because we're trying to get the information out, because now we're going to dig a little deeper.
Can we ask Jeff just real quick? You spoke on West Tulsa. How has it changed life in West Tulsa with the work you guys have done over there?
Yeah, I'll answer that kind of two-pronged, for the families that we moved off-site. And there's no way of hiding it. Of course, we disrupted families' lives to be able to move them off-site, demolish the property, bring back tremendous infrastructure and building units. We've been incredibly fortunate and I think lucky that we've been able to bring back over 90% of people that we moved off back. And that's a huge success. And I think what they're seeing, and you see this really across Tulsa, getting a new apartment's one thing, finding new quality, affordable housing, as we've seen in Tulsa, is incredibly tough. And so it's been an incredible win. We've had really great success in lease rates.
So their reaction, what was it?
Oh, incredibly positive. I mean, you walk into someone that have
New
lived
space.
in affordable housing for their entire lives or for a good portion of their lives to come back to a brand new apartment that's still affordable is huge. We've seen great other successes there. I mean, household incomes have more than tripled. We've seen success rate on people taking advantage of personal, their PCP, primary care doctors. A lot of success there that we hope to replicate in North. I think on the broader neighborhood, what you've seen is when we've a broader neighborhood. Crime rates are down in that area. More businesses are popping up for the first time that neighborhood has seen a full service restaurant, which was a huge success in the Apple Barrel there.
Yeah.
And so, it wasn't directly related to us, but it was a nice benefit because they saw the neighborhood. And I think as we look at noise, how do we just serve as also that catalyst? We're a big footprint, but we're not the only footprint in the Phoenix district. And so how do we bring other opportunity to the community because of what we're doing?
Absolutely.
The myth that a quick trip is coming failed. Everybody keeps saying, I know what's coming.
I would love a quick.
Right.
They're long.
Come on in.
You're seeing other apartments.
Right.
Quite a bit of amenities are planned. So we have a resident lounge, we have a fitness center, we have a business center planned, and then to the extent we can make the outside work, we'll look for some outdoor amenities, and then it'll be added on to when we build across the street with a larger management building and amenity space there.
So that'll be phase 2.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Phase 2. All right.
So what would be like kind of the time frame on phase 1?
So phase 1, big thing coming up on Monday, the 29th, 1:00 at THA's central office, which is 415 East Independence. We're having an optional pre-bid meeting with our general contractor, Key Construction. This is a chance for us to discuss kind of in earnest what phase 1 will look like, talk about what it means to be a subcontractor, what are the bidding opportunities for the various trades for this building, and what are some of the requirements, both federal and non-federal. And so I do want to make sure folks know phase 1 and really all phases of 36 North are funded in part by federal funds through the Choice Neighborhoods Grant. So that does require some things that some folks may not be used to, such as certified payroll and other Section 3 or hiring requirements that we will talk about in earnest at that meeting. And then the contractor will talk about what they look for subcontractors, how they look at trying to pencil out or parcel out each of the trades, any bonding or insurance requirements is always kind of important. And then we typically talk about what that draw process looks like. So if you're bidding on it and you're trying to get a slice of a contract, how do you make sure that you're a business, you're prepared to do that monthly cash flow process? And
so one of the things that we want to remind everybody is the Black Wall Street Chamber of Commerce is a place where Black contractors have been working with the chamber in order to be able to qualify for this very thing. So they are partnering with Tulsa Housing Authority, THA, to be able to provide this service as well and to, try to help people get prepared. So if you want to be a part of this and figure out what you need to do, you can also hit up the Black Wall Street Chamber at bwschamber.com. That's bwschamber.com. You can contact them and they can kind of get you in the know and what you need to do if you are a Black contractor.
Let me do some quick shout outs, because if
Sure.
I don't, they're going to say Charles not doing right. Anna Marie Baker from St. Louis.
Hey,
She
sis,
said hello
how
there.
are you?
Welcome to the show. The one and only Maybelle Wallace.
Hey, Miss
Welcome to the
Maybelle.
show. And Frank Bakes, aka
Hey, CB.
Mr. CB, he's in the building. What else? Oline is here. She
Hey,
said,
sis.
what's going on, family? And others are in. Thank you guys all for tuning in. And we're talking about Envision Comanche.
Yes.
The excitement that's going on, things will start going up, but we want you to be informed and in tune. Now, okay, Jeff, I got a cousin, cousin Ray.
Here we go.
He does drywall. I got another cousin, Leroy. He is an electrician, been doing it for years, but now you want to be a part of this. But can you give the people some of the requirements? Because you have people that's doing work, but you got to have license and bonding and insurance.
Yeah.
So what are some of the basic things that you have to have in order to engage as a subcontractor?
Yeah, biggest thing is bonding and insurance, and so you have to evidence that you have that coverage for the amount of contractor awarded. And I know in many cases, of course, like anyone else, we try to make sure our projects are affordable to us, meaning we can afford to build them. And so, of course, we want to look for the most qualified, but also what is the kind of the best bid, so to speak. I do think to the extent we can, we've really worked with Key Construction quite a bit on how, if they can break apart trades, either at the subcontractor or at that next level down, to be able to get to more small business contractors. Right. So that way that bonding and insurance requirement isn't as heavy. But that's really the biggest hurdle typically. Other than that, it's really just being accustomed to meeting hard deadlines on submitting your pay apps. Because we are using federal funding, we have really hard monthly deadlines to submit that. And if you're a small business, it's something that's hard to wait the 30 days, 15 to 30 days. But if you miss it, it's even harder, right? And so it's really talking through at this meeting, what are those federal requirements on the insurance and bond, not federal, but what are the project requirements on insurance and bonding? What are the federal kind of pressures we see on, and really lender pressures on timing for pay apps, and what does that look like? What are they, what are required? What's the GC going to accept or reject? We'll also talk about, there's truly two things that are issued through HUD that are important that even flow down to the subcontractors. One is Section 3. So what Section 3 means is, to the fullest extent possible, you're both contracting and hiring folks that are considered low income. And so for your Section 3 business, that means that 50% of your business are considered low income employees. Or it's an individual being hired as a laborer or a trade position. And so we track and evidence that on a monthly basis, how many of those positions, whether they're general laborers or all the way up to the trades, meet those qualifications. So we talk quite a bit about that, because that reporting obviously stops at, or starts at the subcontractor level and flows up.
Absolutely.
We are lucky that Key does do a centralized staffing pool through an agency called Standby Personnel. And so if a sub doesn't have a staffing opportunity, we do flow everyone through Standby to be able to better track that data. And Paul at Standby is great, and they do a lot of help to kind of get folks connected to those opportunities. And then the next one is Build America, Buy America. MABA. That's the newest one. That one's, even for me, is a bit of a tongue twister. For this project, that it really only impacts steel and infrastructure, so it's a really small amount. We only have a little bit of structural steel with the commercial space, but there are some reporting requirements there, and so we will talk about that on Monday in more detail. But it's a very small piece of this first project.
Hey, so somebody had a question.
I'm going to go ahead and repeat this. So because I saw that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna do one on the live just because I don't know what it is, and Jeff may know. Is there an OSIP or CSIP on the books for the general contractor? You like me?
Yeah, I'm going to be like you.
We're in the same boat then.
They could send over that question, or if I can get that answer.
We can get it, and we'll send it to you. Okay, sounds good.
Sorry, I know my limits, and that's
right, and that's not it. All right, so let me repeat this one more time. So the Tulsa Housing Authority, in partnership with the general contractor Key Construction, will be hosting an optional pre-bid meeting on Monday, January the 29th at 1:00 p.m. at Tulsa Housing Authority Central Office, which is located at 415 East Independence Avenue. It's going to be in Conference Room 1. The entry is on the north side of the building. For those of you who missed that, Jeff kind of, spoke on that earlier. And then also, if you are interested, if you are a Black contractor and you are part of the Black Contractors Organization with the Black Wall Street Chamber, you can also talk to them about this. And you can go to bwschamber.com. for more information.
Now, some of these people that want to be a contractor, you have to go through like with this being federal, do you have to go like through city or something like that in order? I don't know the different.
Generally, no.
Yeah,
I mean,
different-
so
okay.
because this, I mean, the city of Tulsa is a partner, but they're not. It's not a. They're not part of the actual contracting piece of it. It's through us and our other partners. And so here, it's more so once the general contractor lays out their kind of expectations or qualifications of subcontractors, they just have to meet those. There's not a
gotcha.
separate licensing or anything like that they have to go through. I do want to say incredibly appreciative of the Black Wall Street Chamber for helping us get the word out. Partner
Right.
Tulsa is also doing a great job helping us get the word out. What
Mhm.
we are going to do after the meeting, for those that can't make it, because it is
Yeah.
optional,
Right.
he's going to supply us with all the materials that they share, and we're going to
that's
pump
awesome.
that back out.
Great.
So it's not like you missed it. Oh my gosh, I don't have any information. We're going to try to get that back out. And I do want to make sure I stress for folks, we are going to cover Monday all phases, so that way they know that maybe they're not ready for phase one. Well, guess
Right.
what? This isn't the only chance. We have another 440 units we're building in the later phases.
Right.
So there's more to come. Just get
Yeah.
people ready for that.
So Charles, cousin Ray cannot get
He in
the
there.
job unless he got his
He-
business in order.
He texted me and said he's all right. So, Jeff, how do they follow the process? You know, people that just want to stay up to speed on what's going on. How do they website, any social media? How do they just kind of follow the process?
Great question. We have an amazing communications person at Tulsa Housing. She may
You
be sitting in the
do.
studio right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So biggest thing, we do keep our active website on the project updated to the best extent we can.
Right.
Envisioncomanche.com. So it has everything from master planning. And as we continue to see big milestones, we'll continue to put things on that webpage. That's an information share place for sure. Social media is always great for real-time stuff. And so we are on pretty much anything you can think of. We're pushing that out. In fact, we did a lot of Jenny did a lot of shares of the event on Monday just today
Sure.
on social media.
Sure.
As we get closer, so we do this pre-bid, we go out to hard bid, we targeting and still on track to start construction by the end of the first quarter, start of the second quarter of this year. So
Right.
April.
Man,
Right.
April.
Wow. It's about a 17-month construction cycle. So you think about 14 months from when we start, we'll start heavy pre-leasing.
Mhm.
At that point, we're still discussing what that looks like on flowing information through that page or creating something different. But just keep your eyes out. We'll continue to update folks. You'll see more than a lot of marketing
Right.
as we start pre-leasing and marketing that project to make sure folks can come in. Biggest thing we're working through now is that this will be the first project for us that we'll directly manage that has the 3 different distinct unit types:
Right.
market, affordable, subsidized. And so we want
Wow.
to make sure
I
that
love
we're
it.
creating a very clear, very even, very consistent entry point for folks coming to live here.
So what do you recommend for folks who are thinking about, hey, this might be a place that I want to live, or maybe
Yeah.
I want to downsize from a house to this or whatever. What should they be doing right now in preparation for that?
Biggest thing, it depends on what they qualify for. Of
Right.
course. I
Right.
mean, if it's a market unit, it's like any other market.
Right.
And so it's just kind of keep your eyes out as we start pre-leasing. I fully expect and hope and expect that those will go quickly. So
Yes.
just make sure you keep your eyes peeled. If you're looking at one of the workforce or subsidized affordable units,
Sure.
there are some requirements that we have to track
Right.
to make sure you income qualify. We already published a lot of that on our website. So on tulsahousing.org, and look at the housing section. It just shows some of the documents we typically have to collect. And normally that's kind of the biggest timeline it takes folks to get into those units, is just making sure they have the documents that shows
Sure.
their income and shows their familiar status and things like that. And so if there's things that you may be missing, it's never too early to start figuring out how you get those documents and get those, get those ready.
So what we're doing is we're trying to give you guys this information early for those of
Right.
you who are just starting, but for those of you who are already at the point where you're ready to move into a place, are there other projects available?
Absolutely. We're still leasing across our portfolio. All that runs through our website, tulsahousing.org. There's a really clear button that says you need housing. You click on it, and it actually talks about what kind of housing options we provide, what are the different requirements, and you can click to apply. It's pretty straightforward.
I think
Man.
one thing that we didn't cover was like the economic impact that this is going to create for 36th Street North corridor, North Tulsa, Peoria, 36 in Peoria, the whole Phoenix district. What does that look like?
Yeah, it's, what I can speak to very clearly is how much it's going to cost. So what is our investment into that corridor? Phase 1 alone is at $30 million. Overall, all 7 phases, the entire Envision Comanche plan is about $200 million currently estimated. I would love for that to go down, but right now the
Yeah.
economy is a little tough. And so you talk about a tremendous investment on the anchor of the corridor. You're already seeing others coming.
Sure.
Business Park to crossover and their $20 million amazing facility
Yeah,
Right,
nice.
it's
to the
awesome.
streetscaping. And so it's still continued. Our hope being is that particularly as we get started, you see more and more come.
Yeah, because here's the thing, JB, as rooftop go,
Yeah.
business will come in.
That's
You
right.
have to do that
That's
when
right.
they come
I
in.
can't wait to see what 36th Street, what are we looking like? 4 or 5 years from now?
So-
10 years?
Yeah, the nice part about the federal funding is it's $50 million from HUD to get this thing going. The hard part is that we have to be completely done by 2028. And so, like I said, once we get started, it's rolling.
Yeah.
It's going to be rolling
going.
2028, y'all.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
is exciting times for North Tulsa and Tulsa as a whole.
Absolutely.
This shows working together, coming together, and being engaged. Great things can happen afterwards. Damali.
Absolutely.
I appreciate Jeff because every time I call, he'll be
Yeah.
like, you know what, Charles, man, I'm going to make some time for you.
Yeah.
Throw it on the schedule. He comes on in, and I appreciate that.
Yes.
And the ticket is when you get a rooftop, that's what creates generational wealth.
Absolutely.
You living in apartments and
Yeah.
stuff, you really can't. Now, Comanche was there for over 40 years. You can't generate generational wealth out of something
Right.
like that.
Right.
But this coming
Mhm.
and getting in this position, then you can better your family for the future.
Absolutely.
And you cleared up the myth that there's not a quick trip coming. Too.
Right, that part.
Just like that.
Jeff, once again, tell us how many units are going to be built over there in total once the whole
Total.
project is done.
Yeah, it's 545 apartments, so rental units. We have set aside land for 8 single-family homes for sale on our property, and then surrounding us. You guys may have already seen this go through the Planning Commission recently, but there's a plan for another 70-plus homes just to the east for
Yes.
single-family home ownership.
Mhm.
And so the hope is in this area is you come in and say you're in a subsidized apartment.
Right.
You start there, you get
And
some
just-
workforce development, and you move up that housing ladder and not have to move out the community.
Yes.
That's kind of our dream.
Can we get one last question? A listener asked, what is the starting price range for the units?
So it's going to vary some. 1 bedrooms right now are, and I can get you this separately. It's between $800 and $900 a month. 2 bedrooms are between $1,200 and $1,400 a month. I mean, it may vary by phase depending on the building type. That's roughly where it is right now.
Yeah.
I just want to put in a little something, Jeff. To me, in my mind, from the 4th story, I can overlook and see downtown on the corner. So if
That's
you
right.
You
just
want a
put
corner?
me-
You want a corner?
That's what I've been thinking the whole time you've been on.
Corner.
Put me on that corner towards the
Condo out
front.
for
Right.
World One.
Yeah, right
The
there.
World One, look
Check.
on that corner. Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
put the studio right there on the
The
corner.
studio,
That part,
we
yes.
coming live from right there.
That's right.
Jeff,
That'd
thank
be
you.
dope.
Yes, yes.
Super dope.
Thank you again for coming on. I know you got a lot more to do than just be
Yes.
with us, but you have definitely gave us great detail.
Yes.
I know the community is informed. Damali, any final question before we go to break?
No, just once again, you guys, there is plenty of information out there. Envisioncomanche.com. Go out there and check this information out for yourself. Do your research, and if you want one of these nice new builds, then hey, do what you need to do to get in position. For all of you contractors out there, first of all, be at the meeting on Monday. That's
At
where
1
you
o'clock.
start. Just be at the meeting at Monday
Don't
at
say
1
they
o'clock.
didn't tell you.
Yeah,
Yeah. And we're going to take a picture and post all the business information so
Yes.
you won't miss that.
absolutely.
But Jeff, again, man, blessings to you, your family, your team. Y'all are
Yes.
doing an amazing job. Keep doing what you do. If there's anything we can do to support, if anything changes, let us know and we'll take care of it.
Yes. All
Just
right.
like that.
Thank you, guys.
KBOB 89.9 FM, World One Development News you can use. Charles and Damali, Envision Comanche. We got the rooftops coming, y'all. We'll be right back.
The 36th Street North Event Center is a full-scale event center where we share the experiences of the community. At the event center, you can rent space for weddings, birthday parties, receptions, concerts, Greek events, quinceañeras, and much more. We also do custom decor, linen, and centerpieces. We're located at 1125 East 36th Street North. To book your next special event, business gathering, or community event, call us at 918-200-9046.
Fitting Back In is a reintegration program designed to help those released from prison to fit back into the community as productive, valuable members of society. They help schedule various classes such as anger management, substance abuse, and mental health. They also work with different programs in the community to provide job training. If you or someone you know needs help with resources in career development, employment, or housing, to find out more information, call 918-592-3500 or stop by 2121 North Harvard Avenue, Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
EduRec is a youth and family fun center located at 5424 North Madison Avenue in Tulsa, Oklahoma. At EduRec, we offer a host of activities for children and families of the Tulsa community at little to no cost. To find out about the many programs, activities, and services offered at EduRec, please visit our website, www.edurectulsa.com, or just give us a call at 918-430-3947.
This is
KBOB 89.9 FM World One Development News you can use. Man, Damali, how was that?
I am so excited. 545 new apartments, 8 single family homes, and 70 plus new homes. Man, North Tulsa coming up.
I like the mixed use thing. So that means whether people got your money at this level, at this level, or that level.
Right.
It's something from everybody, but you living together,
Yes.
creating together. That's what harmony looks like.
Yeah.
That's what one Tulsa can look like.
Absolutely.
You know
When we
what
do it
the
that way.
energy is gonna be like once these people see these units go up in these buildings and new houses,
Right.
entire new neighborhoods.
Yeah.
That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. So I'm just super excited because it
I'm
already
happy for
looks
North
different.
Tulsa.
Yeah, it already looks different on 36th Street,
Yeah.
So, I'm born and raised in that area. So, I mean, it looks different already. So I just cannot wait to see what that's going to look like,
Yeah, I think the most cool part about it, some eyesores are gone, and
Right.
some beauty is coming behind it,
Yeah.
rejuvenating the entire north side.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
What y'all think, all y'all listeners? Y'all in here, man, North Tulsa. Damali always say, and I love it when she says it, great things are happening in North Tulsa.
Gotta
So in the
tap in.
spring, man,
Gotta tap in.
you talking about growing up.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Crash is in the building. Welcome
Hey,
to the
Crash.
show. Jemanuel Cole Bowens, that's your government name.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. Right there on the corner, we got 104 stories coming in.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. He's got a
Super
new
excited.
program where he works with youth and young up and coming auto mechanics and
Yes.
body.
Well, we'll have to have him come in
painters.
and come sit in on the
Yeah.
show and tell us about
Got
his
a new
program.
program.
'Cause
So
we always want to
shout
know
out to
about that.
Jermaine.
Just like that.
Yes. He said, "What up, family? Moving on up on the north side."
And here's the thing, too. Sometimes you just got to figure out where you fit in. I know sometimes when you come in, you want to go straight to the $1 million home or the 500,000. Sometimes just start with where you are.
Yeah.
Grow slow. Don't keep up with the Joneses, because
Right.
keeping up with the Joneses is what gets you in trouble.
Every time.
This stuff is going to be brand new. Just start with where you are. Build your family. Build some wealth and build a legacy for you.
the small things, paper towels, toilet tissue, those types of things, and you don't factor all that in.
And another thing you got, if you ask me, and it's just me and my two,
Right.
you want to have and I always say this, at least 6 months of reserve.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning I got to have 6 months that my lights, gas, and water don't get turned off at my own home.
That
First,
part.
I want to do that. I want to make sure my kids can eat and still play their sports. And you want to keep mama or daddy happy.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was people call their spouse, but some say mama. I'm like, that's kind of weird. But anyway, it is what
Right.
it is. But if you at least have that can keep some of that stress off you. Because here's the thing, Damali,
Uh-huh.
most businesses don't come into the black till after 7 months to a year.
Right.
And sometimes 2 years. So a lot of people think they're going to get in business and all this money coming in. You got to factor in, you may be in debt for 6-7 months. A lot of people don't even take no money out of their business for the first year.
Right.
So that's why, like you said, Damali, you got to sit and really kind of plan out what it is you're trying to do with your business.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Can you guys hear us? I saw that somebody saying that we lost signal. Uncle Brian said we're back.
We
So-
lost video for a quick second.
Oh, okay.
Audio
Okay.
second.
Okay, audio's good. Okay. And then the last thing is do your research.
Right.
You need to find out, what businesses are similar to yours. Because you don't want to walk and jump into a business where the market is already saturated. So then now you're going to fail,
Right.
because you haven't done the research.
Unless you really offering something different.
Right. It's got to be really different in order for people.
It's
to
kind of like when
take
you
part.
you remember Blockbuster? You
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
Go
yeah.
get all the videos and all of that.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden, Redbox showed up.
Yeah.
Where's Blockbuster now?
Gone.
So another
Outta
thing
there.
about your business, try to keep it cutting edge
Mhm.
because people are always thinking. I remember we used to go buy them VHS tapes, bring
Ooh,
them
yeah.
home and do all that. And then it came up with the one for the dollar. I was
Right,
looking around
I
the corner
like-
at the
uh-huh.
CEOs at Blockbuster.
Right.
They was grabbing their bags.
Yeah.
I think they did really well when they
Yeah.
came in.
They did really well.
And I
Yeah.
think you also want to have an expansion plan.
Right.
So if you're trying to grow your business, then you need to know exactly how you're going to be able to do that. Mark it out, like Charles is saying, baby steps. All of this stuff doesn't have to happen overnight,
Right.
but at least have a plan. You know what I'm saying? The plan has to be. If I want to be a doctor, I know that I'm not going to just graduate high school and I'm just going to be a doctor.
Right.
There's some more education that I have got to get. So, don't be afraid to educate yourself. Don't be afraid to go back to school. Don't be afraid to go to places like the Black Wall Street Chamber. That's what they're there
Yes.
for, is to help entrepreneurs, figure out how to operate their business and how to stay in business.
Right. And I'll add this too. If this is what I did to start, because you don't have to pay for everything. Some things you can get by just smiling or brush your teeth and gargle a little
Stop it.
Listerine. No, I'm
Stop
just
it.
trying to say you want your breath. You don't want your breath to be hot. But anyway, I'm just saying, get yourself fresh. You can go talk to an accountant firm.
Yes.
They don't charge you for everything.
Mhm.
So if you don't know, go to the people that do know. So smile, brush your teeth, wash your face, get clean now. Don't
Mhm.
show up looking any kind of way, because representation is everything. Trust me.
Everything. Yep.
But when you roll in, you can ask them, okay, I'm trying to get my accounting together. I'm trying to figure out my numbers, and they can help you as much as possible. Then
Mhm.
you probably need to go get with an attorney,
Yes.
a legal person, that make sure you structure
Yeah.
properly.
Right.
And last but not least, please
have
establish a
that
relationship with a banker.
Mhm.
Go before you start asking for money, go establish a relationship,
Sure.
which is what we do.
Yeah.
We don't go ask for money. We go in and say, tell me what your requirements are
Right.
to get this, this, or this. And they tell us, okay, we need 3 years of this. We need this, this, this. So now when me and Damali come back and say, okay,
Yeah.
now we bringing you what you said we needed.
Yeah.
Now, can you run me that 250,000?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? If
That
you
part.
now, I ain't gonna say you need that much. Whatever you may need.
Whatever,
25, but
But that goes back to doing your research. You
Right.
got to know that if my credit score is this, or my business credit score is this, then I can't go in here and ask for $250,000.
Right.
I'm gonna have to stay at 50,000. And work my way up. But you have a plan. Have a plan as to how I'm going to increase my business.
and I know we got a lot of
Build
entrepreneurs
capacity.
on here, especially you, Mr. Crash. Y'all throw some pointers in here now. Don't leave us hanging out here, because
Right.
the beauty of having KBOB World One Development News you can use is we have a platform we can talk about these things, because we're going to be better together.
Right.
We're going to succeed if we communicate with each other. Don't be on the island by yourself.
Mhm.
That way you have a grand opening and a grand closing, because we got to create this ecosystem.
And that's a great way. We're moving right into the don'ts.
Let's move on to the don'ts. That's the
Yes,
big
great
thing.
segue. So here are some 3 business don'ts. Okay. Number 1, don't mingle your business and personal finances.
Man, that's hard. Damali is hard.
Man.
When I'm selling CDs out of my trunk, well, wait a minute, I ain't a rapper. But I'm just saying,
because all that money is the same. At some,
but we be buying them CDs and them DVDs though.
I used to back in the day.
Back in the day.
Yeah, but we ain't gonna talk about that. Anyway, but sometimes all of your money is the same, and especially when you're starting out.
Right.
But when you know better, you do better. Okay. And so what we're saying is, for a season, you may need to do that. And even when you talk to your accountant is like, okay, you had to do that in the beginning, but now it's time for us to move on.
Here's the thing, Damali. Thus, my point, have you 6 months worth of reserve.
That part.
Put up in your bank. So now you living off those 6 months. Now, everything your business is doing, you can leave it in your account. So you can really understand what your expenses and your revenue is. So at some point, your revenue gonna have to exceed your expenses.
Exactly.
Sometimes I think people play in the hole too much. Every month, you're spending more than you're making. And that's just a recipe for a disaster. So if you got 6 months that you can bring all your money in and put it all in the bank, now it's easy to go light, gas, water, lease, equipment, whatever.
And another thing is you need to pay yourself. So when your money comes into your business account, then after you've done all that, pay yourself and take that money and move that from your business account to your personal account. And that's how you take care of your personal bills.
I totally agree with that, but that's why you hold 6 months, because you can't pay yourself right off the top. So
No, you're right.
If you wait 6 months, you're really good if you can wait a year. Now it might not work now. Let's just go with 6 months, because if you ain't least there, you're taking a risk. But now you can figure out what you can pay yourself. If you got a surplus of $2,000, you can't now pay yourself $2,000.
No,
you at zero, and that's just what you have to deal with in business. But after 6 months, you can carve out something, because it's very hard to work and don't get anything.
Yeah, and so what I will say is this, like for me, when I actually started out in business for myself, I worked a regular job, so a full-time job somewhere else, and I did this part-time until it just at some point it became where this took over all of my time. So I was like, okay, I got to make a decision, and then it goes back again to, do I have enough money to last until I can get to, what I'm saying? Do I have enough money in my account where I can take care of all of my personal bills until this other money catches up?
Let's go to the live and see what we got. Kim Hamilton, World One Development Board member. Welcome to the show. Of course, you said our signal is back. Do you want to read this one, Damali?
What is this? Let's see.
Read it live over the thing. We can't just go.
Well, no,
we can't do that. Okay.
No,
well, just shout out.
Actually too long. Yeah, but yeah.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Everybody on the live. Look at TKO signing a big contract with Netflix. Shout out to T.O. That's big stuff right there. All money is good money. Darius Warner said, good stuff. Appreciate that. Yes. Mama is still on. Angela Johnson, welcome to the show. We're talking about business, the 3 do's, the 3 don'ts. We on the don'ts right now.
Yes. All right. So don't number 2. Don't try to do everything.
Man, don't do it.
Now, listen, I'm going to tell y'all, that is the hardest thing ever when you are a small business. Look, I done been the janitor. I done been the after-school bus driver, the after-school teacher. You just name
it. The executive, everything.
Everything, all in one. The accountant, it's hard.
I'm telling you, one of the best things you can have, at least one running partner. The beauty of World One Development, I've always had Damali for like the last 9 years as a running partner, because sometimes this work gets too heavy. Man, it's literally been times I'd say, hey, Damali, you take a break for a week.
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah. And it's been times she done been like, Charles, you need to go to sleep for about 3 days.
Right.
And I'll see you in a minute, because I see people, and you can see it all the time. They're going to end up having a stroke, a heart attack, being in a hospital, because here's the ticket. When you have a business by yourself, the problem is when you do it by yourself, what's going to happen when you're sick for 2 weeks?
Right.
If you catch the flu, God forbid, we just went through COVID.
Right.
When you stop, your whole organization stops. And that's the absolute worst situation to be in, because now you can be filing for bankruptcy, losing your house, your car, your business, everything. And you don't want to do that.
Right. And number 3, don't rely on informal contracts.
Uh-oh.
What that means is this. Sometimes a handshake is not good enough.
That was back
in the day. Handshake don't when you go into a court of law, a handshake means nothing. You need to have it in black and white, and if they don't want to put it in black and white, then you don't need to be doing it. And that's just the bottom line. And that what black and white does is keep us honest. You know what I'm saying? It takes away the confusion. This lets you know this is what I'm responsible for. This is what you're responsible for. If you don't do this, then I have a action against you. If I don't do that, then you have an action against me.
Yeah, because sometimes you don't have to do a big, long $3,000 contract from an attorney. Like Damali said, it's simple. So when you hear somebody say MOU, that's like a memorandum of understanding.
Right.
That means if me and Damali gonna partner and do a car wash, Damali, your job is at the car wash to market, to promote, to do this. Charles, your job is to make sure the cars are going through and this and this and this and this. And you lay that out, and you may have to revisit once a quarter. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So in the beginning of your business, meet often, at least once a month. Sometimes you got to do once a week.
Yes,
you see, when you work at these jobs, you have a staff meeting every Monday.
And like, hey, we got to readjust this right here because this ain't working. But, so basically what you want to do is, like Charles said, it doesn't have to be some big, gigantic, 400-page document, but even an email, a text message, something that outlines this is what our agreement is. This is what we agreed to, and that have the terms.
I just want to throw this in it. JB, you've been in the business world a long time. What do you think some of the pitfalls? Because we talking about what you don't do.
I think I was talking to a buddy earlier, and there's always great ideas. I think every idea is a great idea, especially if you thought of it yourself and you don't see anybody else doing it. But just not having the capital, like you said, to float your business, that capital, that cushion that you need to make it until your business starts making money. I've seen a lot of businesses fail that way.
Right.
Not having the operating
capital
to just move and navigate throughout the murky waters as they can be when you get first started. Any business.
Yeah.
Whether it's a taco truck or a DJ company.
No matter what it is.
Doesn't matter.
And the thing is, if nothing else, if you could, one of your most important things is creating a relationship with a bank. I'm gonna keep saying that because we have been in situations where we had to go to a bank and say, hey, we need a line of credit for $25,000 just to get over this hump. Because just like when COVID happened, how many millions and millions of companies folded when COVID-19 happened, but people fold for less than that. So having that relationship where you can go into a banker and say, look, can I get a line of credit? And it can be short term, say 6 months. I just need a little time to get through here. But like Damali said, don't have handshake contracts. Contracts are money. If JB gives me a contract where he's going to pay me $3,000 a month to do a certain job, I can add that to my bottom line. I can take that paper to a bank. Y'all got to understand, contracts are money.
Right.
So it's just a lot of creative things you can do it. But Damali, she got a suit on today, so some of these things you have to pay for. She won't let me get for free over the line. But we love y'all. So we try to give it out, man. I appreciate everybody tuning in. The Real Black Wall Street Tour is on here. Mantika on here. Okay, John is on here. And we're talking about the do's and don'ts of business. So what's your final thoughts on them do's and don'ts?
Final thoughts is, I think that, the one thing that we always say is, God blesses order. And so understand that.
Preach?
No, I'm not a pastor.
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say
I'm
it,
not
man.
a pastor.
I'm just gonna say it, man.
But understand that you need to get your affairs in order, so that you can operate and move freely to create whatever revenue stream you're trying to create. So if you want things to go smooth, then get yourself together.
And my final thought is going to be this. There's no shortcut to the top.
No.
Man, you run into people, they the shoe salesman one time, then they selling cars, then they're doing this, because that guy will do something else. It's not going to matter.
It don't matter.
It's not going to be a shortcut to the top in business. Doing business is hard, but here's the ticket. It's better to build a business for yourself and your family and for your wealth than be in a company for 40 years to build them into a multi-million-dollar company.
That's right.
And then you retire and they give you a Citizen watch. Nothing wrong with the Citizen watch. Now, I'm just saying, after 40 years of working, a Citizen watch is not enough.
Yeah. And how much money did you make that company? And all you get is a watch that may cost $1,000, if that much.
Or a $20 watch.
$20.
Yeah.
Damali. Good job on the do's and don'ts of business. We're going to take a quick break. Coming up next, it's another reason why we have problems sometime in our community. It's called venture capital money. What's been going on with this money? Have we been getting our fair share? We're going to get into that next on our Hump Day Hot Topics, KBOB 89.9 FM, World One Development. News you can use. Charles and Damali. We'll be right back, y'all.
EduRec is a youth and family fun center located at 5424 North Madison Avenue in Tulsa, Oklahoma. At EduRec, we offer a host of activities for children and families of the Tulsa community at little to no cost. To find out about the many programs, activities, and services offered at EduRec, please visit our website, www.edurectulsa.com, or just give us a call at 918-430-3947.
Fitting Back In is a reintegration program designed to help those released from prison to fit back into the community as productive, valuable members of society. They help schedule various classes such as anger management, substance abuse, and mental health. They also work with different programs in the community to provide job training. If you or someone you know needs help with resources in career development, employment, or housing, to find out more information, call 918-592-3500 or stop by 2121 North Harvard Avenue, Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
EduRec, the 36th Street North Event Center, is a full-scale event center where we share the experiences of the community. At the event center, you can rent space for weddings, birthday parties, receptions, concerts, Greek events, quinceañeras, and much more. We also do custom decor, linen, and centerpieces. We're located at 1125 East 36th Street North. To book your next special event, business gathering, or community event, call us at 918-200-9046.
This is KBOB 89.9 FM, World One Development. News you can use. Charles and Damali, and we are back.
And we are back, ready for these Hump Day Hot Topics.
The jobs drop just like that. Uncle Brian said it's a shortcut to prison.
We don't want to go there.
The all-new KBOB 89.9 FM, Black on Black Community Radio.
And now it's time for the Hump Day Hot Topics with Charles and Damali.
Hey, guess what day it is? Hump Day! Hump Day! It's Hump Day! Hey, Mike!
It's the Hump Day Hot Topics on news you can use.
Damali.
Mike.
Man, your Uncle Brian is something else. Talking about this is a shortcut. It's going to prison.
Uncle Brian, we staying away from
Uncle Brian giving him some wisdom. Watch them shortcuts. You end up with some clank.
Right.
We don't want that for y'all.
Do it.
Be careful out there.
So today, because we're talking about business, then I found this article, and you guys are going to be surprised. Well, maybe you might not be surprised.
Yeah, you're going to be surprised.
Yeah. So check this out. Black founders receive less than 0.5%. I said 0.5.
No, I said a zero on the front. So.
0.5%. How about that? Of all venture capital funding in 2023.
Do you know how low that is?
That is ridiculous. So in 2023, Black founders in the U.S. got only 0.48% of all venture dollars, which that's about 661 million, right? And out of that, of 136 billion. So we only got, Black folks only got $661 million out of 136 billion with a B.
JB, what you think about that, man?
So you telling me it take 999 million to make 1 billion, and it's 140 of those billions, and we only got 600 million?
Man.
Yes.
Oh my
That's
God.
it. That's all we got.
To put it in context, if
That
it was
is low.
If it was $100,
Mhm.
you know, to do it, that way you can just add zeros. If it was $100, that means African Americans. That means when you put your plan together, no matter what level, and you take your plan to the bank to
You
try
got
to do
$2.
your deal, you get $5. $5 foot loan.
Out of 100?
No.
The last time I heard of $5, you get a foot loan.
Nope. You're
What
not
am I
even
going to
foot
do,
long.
Damali?
Yeah.
What am I going to do with my business? Is all they give me enough is to get a $5 foot loan.
The thing that we say is they gave you enough to fail.
Enough to fail, crash and burn.
Enough to fail.
So even though we covered all that stuff in the do's and don'ts,
Mhm.
another thing you got to educate yourself on is actually what the system is doing. And Damali, here's the ticket.
Mhm.
They wrong for that.
Yeah.
They wrong for this.
Yeah.
Because here's the ticket. That don't just apply to people that don't have their stuff together. This applies to everybody.
Mhm.
So people that got their business, they got their financials, they got all their stuff together. They still Disapprove.
So that's the thing that when we say that we as African Americans have to work 5 times as hard or 10 times as hard as the average person in order to be able to be successful in business or be successful at anything, if you ask me, this is what we're talking about. So if I have everything right, I got my business plan, my credit score is good, I mean, I've got everything that I need according to this bank, then you still tell me no.
Right. And the problem is your skin color.
Yeah.
So
I mean, 'cause that's
I can come in there and be sharp. This suit I got on, and everything. I'm dressing the part. I look the part and everything, but it's because
venture capital is me and Damali need 50 million.
Yeah.
That's
10
people
million.
with money that's all they do is
they
help other businesses.
Startups. They help startups.
We
Yeah.
got venture capital funds here,
Mhm.
but I don't really hear about people getting the venture capital.
Not nobody in
it
our
ain't-
neighborhood
You can't
anyway.
say you're doing venture capital and then give somebody 50,000. That's not what venture capital is.
Right.
Venture capital is capital.
Yes.
Give me enough money
So
to do whatever I wanna
Operations,
do.
yeah,
10,
to operate,
20
yeah,
years.
And
yeah.
what I'm saying that now, this is not saying if somebody's credit score is 430. We're
Right.
not saying that. Now, if
Now,
your credit
no,
score is
no.
430 and you have no money, we're not saying that.
Mhm.
We're saying people that have their stuff together.
Yeah.
So this is across the whole spectrum. That's all we get.
And so I'm hoping that by this study coming out that is talking about this venture capital, and these were numbers from 2023
Last year.
So I am hopeful that it's understood that this is where we sit as a country, right? And that in 2024, and I'm going to pull the numbers next year at this time. I'm going to pull the numbers and see how different we are.
Damali, that is
That's crazy.
it's so far off. It's just too disheartening.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like
0.5.
disrespectful.
It's just too far. It would be bad if it was 10.
Right.
It's 0.5%. So when they're giving money,
Well, technically, it's 0.48%.
well, so it's even lower than that.
It's even lower than that.
And we gave them a little bit.
Yeah.
So the thing about it, Damali, to me, this comes down to in 2024, it's time to go vote.
Mhm.
It's time to let these people in these different positions. And a lot of times these things are allowed to be done because people sitting in these high places.
And we're saying like, oh, my vote don't matter anyway.
Your vote does matter. This is
Yeah.
the kind of stuff when you don't vote. This kind of stuff we have to read on the
Yeah.
radio right here. 'Cause
Yeah.
it does when people come show up at your church.
Mhm.
Don't take them cupcakes and chicken legs and all that stuff. Be like, no, what you gonna do in my community? Let's write something up and let's sign something because I don't want you smiling in my face and patting me on my back and coming up for prayer and doing all that, holding the Bible upside down.
Right.
And then when you leave, I find out the venture capital we got 0.48
Mhm.
is all we get. So another context, if it's $1,000, then that means you're getting $5.
Mhm.
If it's $1 million, that means you're getting about $5,000. I mean, that's how bad that is, how
Mhm.
far it is from what everybody else get versus what blacks get.
Yeah.
So Damali, I'm glad you brought that up as a hot topic. So for some of you out there, be encouraged. Don't be as discouraged. Let's get our paperwork
still,
together.
let's do the
figure
work.
out-
Let's still do the work. Let's
do
still
the
do
work.
the research, because you can only do what you can do. And then for those of you who look like us that are in positions where you can influence or you can help other folks, with their businesses and
Look,
with their startups.
Look, it's Uncle Brian. That's what you love about the veterans. Charles, your math is wrong, brother.
Uh-oh, what'd he say?
It wasn't $5 out of 100. It's actually 50 cents out of $100.
See, there
He's
you
absolutely right too.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
why the 0.5
go. Yeah.
versus 5 point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uncle Brian, you're absolutely right. 50 Cent, the rapper. No, I'm just playing.
Stop it. Don't
Charles was
bring
trying to give us a
I tried to
advantage.
give us a
Don't bring
$5
yeah.
foot loan to try to make, but man,
That's so sad.
50 Cent is sad. So Uncle Brian,
So
these
sad.
are the things where we do get out and vote. Welcome to the show, Gary from the Bay Area.
Hey, Gary.
You know about finance, man.
Yeah, you do.
It's rough out here. So let's go talk to these banks. Now, here's the thing. I must say, Damali and I, we have good banking relationships. with
Absolutely.
our
Thank
bankers.
God.
So we're not tossing everybody under. You do have some banks that do good work with churches and organizations and other people. You see a transformation. We got the keys.
Yeah, right.
So there's some keys out there,
Right.
but this is unacceptable.
Yeah.
So we need to see what we need to do.
All right. So we are going to hit our Black History trivia question.
Yes.
Hey, let me have my paper back.
Let's have your
Charles
paper
stole
back.
my paper.
I sure do.
All right, Black History trivia. Which influential Black American journalist and newspaper editor published the North Star, an abolitionist newspaper, and is often called the father of Black journalism? Is it A, Frederick Douglass, B, Earl Caldwell, C, Malvin Russell Good, or D, Carl Rowan?
Can I change my answer?
What
Yes,
say?
you may.
Yo,
I want to
yes.
say Dean Finley.
Stop
The
it.
North Star.
The
North
North
Star
Star.
Security.
I
Rest
love
in
it.
peace, Cuzzo.
Yes.
All right. If you said A, which everybody said A, I ain't see not one person with a different
You
answer.
got to push
So,
out a bunch of merch.
yeah. So next week I'm gonna work on for a harder
Now the
question.
good thing about that is good because a lot of time people don't be knowing.
Okay, so let me tell you what this is. The North Star was an anti-slavery newspaper published by an African-American abolitionist, Frederick Douglass. It was first published on December 3rd, 1847, using the funds Douglass earned during a speaking tour in Great Britain and in Ireland. The North Star soon developed into one of the most influential African-American anti-slavery publications of pre-Civil War era.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Everybody got it right. Everybody's encouraged. Everybody's self-esteem is up 5%.
Y'all all got it. I'm proud of y'all. Y'all did that.
Let's make it happen. Good job.
Merch.
Merch. I know. Merch for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have to go get a line of credit to get all this merch out since
right.
y'all done all got it right.
Look,
Good
we
job.
gotta have, thank God we got some bankers that we get in good with because this venture capital stuff.
Love y'all. Hey,
we'll
we
be able to
moving
get
on
that
up.
out.
All right.
All
Upcoming events, get your thinking cap on because everybody needs to know what's going on in the community.
All right, upcoming events, Uganda Missions. If you would like to sponsor a child's education for one school year, consider making a donation to World One Development in the amount of $250. If you would like to donate, please go to our website, world1development.com/Uganda-missions.
Look, we said we're giving away all the merch. Our numbers jumped up about 10, 50, another
Y'all-
15, 20%.
y'all
Uncle
stop
Brian,
it.
what is that?
Y'all stop it.
That's free merch.
All right, 36th Street North Event Center has dates available. If you're looking for a place to hold your wedding, birthday party, banquet, repast dinner, community event, etc., please give us a call. Bingo and karaoke are coming to the event center starting in February. There will be cash.
Fun. Bingo.
There will be cash prizes and lots of fun.
Karaoke.
So get your daubers
I'm
out
telling you right
If
now,
they give me
I
that
am not
karaoke
working.
mic,
and start warming up your voices.
Listen, if
I'm
I
not
get
working.
that karaoke mic, I'm gonna lay on the stage. I'm gonna give me a
No,
wig so I can
no,
be
no,
sweating
no.
like James Brown. I'm gonna roll
No.
outside. I'm
No,
gonna
no,
win
no.
karaoke
What's your
night.
song, Charles?
No,
What's your
no,
song in karaoke?
I don't know. Get back. No, I ain't gonna do that. That's too old. You didn't know what
You
that
want
was.
the payback or get
Payback.
back?
The get back is the
Payback.
the big payback.
The big, oh my God. Never
The
mind.
payback, you gotta do the
Anyway,
get
call
back.
us at 918-200-9046 to reserve your spot. We ain't
Matthew, welcome
fooling
to the
with
show.
y'all.
Don't y'all
He
be
really
messing
gonna
with
wear
the get
that
back.
wig too?
Right, he brought
Man,
in.
y'all think I'm playing watch.
Black History Saturdays. Sign up is happening now. Go to Facebook at Black History Saturdays to get more information. The classes begin the second Saturday in February, right?
Yes.
And then you can go to blackhistorysaturdays.com in order to get more information and to sign up. Black Wall Street Chamber of Commerce is looking for Black contractors. Tulsa Housing Authority, in partnership with general contractor Key Construction, which we talked about earlier. If you did not get to hear Jeff Hall,
Stay locked in.
then this is the information. They're going to be hosting an optional pre-bid meeting on Monday, January the 29th.
This Monday.
At 1:00 p.m. at Tulsa Housing Authority Central Office, which is located at 415 East Independence Avenue and Conference Room 1. For more information, you can contact about Black contractors. Contact Black Wall Street Chamber at bwschamber.com.
Michael Brewer said he wants some merch here in exchange some Brahms ice cream and a cheeseburger for some merch.
Listen, a strawberry shake and you
And
got
a
it,
shake.
bro.
Hey, welcome to the show, George.
All right. Omega Fraternity are having their inaugural
Omega Psi Phi.
formal fundraiser on March the 9th at the Greenwood Cultural Center.
See, this is what you got to do. You either got to go Omega Psi Phi, or if you're going to show that, you got to say the Q's.
Okay.
One or the other.
Okay, well then, how about the Q's?
The
How about that?
bros.
There you go.
The bros.
No, you can't say that. That means you got to be in.
The cues?
Yeah.
Okay, so there will be food, cash bar, prizes for the best dressed male and female. We've posted the flyer and the QR code containing the ticket prices. So look on World One Development at our Facebook page.
Shout out to the purple and gold.
Shout out to Miss Barbara Benson.
Hey.
Love you. Happy New Year. Good to see you on the live.
All right, Edgerec is gearing up for spring break camp.
That's why she came on. She knew we was going to say Edgerec. I see how you did that, Miss Barbara. You knew Edgerec. She the Edgerec celebrity. She be doing all the stuff. Be styling. Be like the Vanna White, the 2024 version.
Right.
The Barbara White Benson.
I love it.
Okay.
All right, so Edgerec is gearing up for spring break camp happening March 18th through 22nd. This year's theme is the world around you.
Love
Campers will be learning basic survival skills. To sign up, go to edgerectulsa.com/camp.
I love it.
All right, the African Experience 2.0 is an educational fundraiser that's going to be happening on March 30th at the 36th Street North Event Center. It is an all-white event with a splash of kente.
Let's go.
It's going to be in celebration of my birthday, which my 56th birthday, 56 trips around the sun.
I think I'm gonna wear a white karate suit and put like the hit of kente in a bandana form.
Oh Lord, you gonna look like Bruce Leroy
with the shoes to go with it.
Oh God,
I'm gonna be light on my feet too.
Bruce Leroy.
He on one today.
Okay, I'm
first James Brown, now Bruce Leroy.
Okay,
oh God,
he's going back.
I've been going to the gym. I've been working out. I've been sticking to my New Year's resolution, so I'm feeling
Get your
good.
flex on.
Yeah,
player.
okay. Go ahead, knock yourself out. Okay, so we're gonna be raising funds to scholarship kids for the summer camp. And also programming at EduRec, but we're also going to be scholarshiping kids in Kamuli, Uganda. Last year, we were able to scholarship 70 kids with your help. We appreciate that. If you would like to purchase a table, tables are $500. Uganda sponsorships are $250 per student. There's no donation that's too large or small. Please come out and support. You can make, there's going to be, we're going to do a silent auction. So there's going to be things that are going to be auctioned off. So if you want more information, please message me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or Twitter. And let's support our youth locally and internationally.
And all that stuff is Damali Wilson.
And
Facebook,
Charles,
Instagram,
yes.
LinkedIn, and
let's
Twitter.
just tell them right now, if you've never been to Damali's birthday
You've been missing
celebration,
something.
even though it's a fundraiser, it's a movie. And you got to have a
It's
special
movie.
ticket to
It's
get in.
something.
So y'all better make friends with her now.
The gold tickets, don't ask me because I only got one. She didn't know she give me 5 gold tickets. I got 1.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because the last time your
Be
people
there.
didn't donate no money.
yeah. So you can't get no gold tickets. You gotta bring this a fundraiser.
Right.
A fundraiser and fun.
It
Y'all
is a
don't miss Damali's
fundraiser.
fundraiser. It's
No,
a great
it's
cause.
going to be a great cause.
Let's
Yeah, we're
make
going
it
to have a
happen.
good time. All right, birthdays.
Welcome to the show. None other than the world famous Bishop
The
Melvin
Bishop?
Cooper. The
Hey,
Bishop.
Bishop, how art thou?
Welcome to the show. If y'all don't know a man that's making it happen, when you think about EduRec, the event center, and fitting back in and all the stuff we do,
Yes.
he's the brainchild of all that. London Dominic, also welcome
Hey,
to
hey,
the
hey.
show. We getting into these birthdays.
All right, birthdays. January the 24th, Marvin Jones. That is the husband of Rose Washington Jones.
Yes.
Yes. He is celebrating a birthday. January 25th, my cousin Lucretia Wiley celebrates a birthday. January 26th, our good friend Jabbar Shoemate
Jabbar Shoemate.
celebrates a birthday. And January 27th, our good friend over at Asbury, Lynette Saloni, celebrates a birthday.
Lynette Saloni in the building. Happy birthday to all of y'all. Damali's been a great show.
Can we
Been a
double
great
back
show.
on that one more time? Marvin Jones, double up. My son turned 27 years old. On
Your
the
son
20th.
too?
Yeah.
Okay,
His
yeah.
name is
Happy
Marvin
birthday.
Jones as well.
Really?
Happy
So shout out to
birthday.
the Marvin Joneses.
Yes.
January birthday.
all
All
around
right.
the world.
So don't forget, if you want to reach us, you can hit us up on any of our social media platforms. That's World One Development, 36th Street North Event Center, EduRec Youth and Family Fun Center, or Fitting Back In.
Just like that. Once again, quick shout out to my boy Jeff Hall for coming in.
Yes.
Make sure you get to that meeting on Monday. If you've missed the information, we're going to take a picture and post it. Click share on this video right now because we covered a lot of great information on the do's and don'ts in business. But we got to go. Great job, JB Smooth.
Yes.
Great job, Damali. Any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
JB, any final thoughts? No final thoughts.
All right, well, this is news you can use. Consider donating to Eating Meal Services to help our community radio continue to stay on the air. You can make that made payable to Eating Meal Services. Send that to 1216 North Lansing Avenue. Sweet D, we moved on up. This has been news you can use with your boy Charles Harper, that's me.
And your girl, Damali Wilson, that's me.
And we are live every Wednesday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. So make sure you tune in.
And your boy JB, that's me. If you would like to present or promote or advertise anything you got going on, your event, your business, an opportunity for the community to be engaged, inbox us on Facebook at World One Development. This has been News You Can Use, World One Development's very own News You Can Use with your hosts, Mr. Charles Harper and the lovely Miss Damali Wilson. Views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on this program belong solely to the host and their guests and not necessarily to the station, organization, committee, or the groups or individuals associated with KBOB 89.9 and Eton Media Services. Y'all have a great day. We'll see y'all next week.
Adios,
Later,
amigos.
y'all.
Another great episode coming next week. Next Wednesday, we'll see y'all then.